Dede Mushi, snail. Strangely enough, the snail, or katatsumuri in Japanese, is also known by several other names. The mai-mai, the Dede Mushi, the mai-mai tsuburo, to name a few. The name Dede Mushi is sometimes alternately pronounced den mushi, a diminutive rendering that makes the creature even more childlike and endearing. There's a traditional children's song whose refrain goes, Snail, snail, where is your head? Stick out your horn, stick out your spear, stick out your head. The den part of den mushi may have come from this verb dasa, repeated in the refrain. At the same time, you scarcely have to touch a snail to see it suddenly curl up. All that remains is the shell, a curious whirl. You might find yourself wanting to see the snail move around and dance, too, which explains the name mai-mai, a phrase equating to dance. As with Dede Mushi, the name calls to mind how one might command something to do a little jig. Mae, mae. A popular song from the late Heian period, anthologized in the Ryōjin Hisho, depicts a child trying to rally a snail to dance. The child beckons to the snail, or the katatsumuri, with the following chorus. It's obviously too much to expect a snail to dance, which is what makes that image so appealing. There are few things as captivatingly illusory, as imagination stirring, as the thought of that quiet little creature lifting itself up to perform the mai-mai dance. Just what compelled our forebears to come up with such a wild, fanciful notion? Did they find in that image of the slow, slimy creature lugging around in its heavy shell, moving only in sluggish circular patterns, the very image of themselves? I'd imagine that the katatsumuri, too, surely harbors a secret longing to dance about beautifully amid a wild profusion of blooming flowers, but all it can do is slowly inch its way through the world. It's the name for us. And even worse, it's not only that we can't dance to our heart's content, but our corporeal selves will likely meet their end without so much as making a mark. We might not even have the chance to thrust out our own horns and our own spears. When you reflect upon your life in this way, the katatsumuri becomes an even more sympathetic and endearing figure. The fact that we feel an emotional connection with the creature, regardless of whether we call it mai-mai, Dede Mushi, or mai-mai tsuburo, reflects our feelings of unconscious affection toward it. Our affinity for the snail might also come from the fact that we can spot it even during the rainy season, when earth and sky are ripe with rain. It was the great modern writer Koda Rohan who named his home after this creature, calling it Snail Cottage, or Kagyuan. Did Rohan consider himself a Dede Mushi, a natural recluse wary to emerge out into the world? Or did he fancy himself a mai-mai, ready to dance upon command?